pointing out the fact that I've done literally the least. Not feeling all that great, kind of hangry. My uterus is being a jerk. You know, it's a culmination of things. It's a bit of a perfect storm. So what better time to film an anti-haul than when I'm already feeling pretty punchy? So that's what we're going to do today. But before we get into it, I want to welcome you back to my channel, or if you are new, then welcome. Believe it or not, bare ears aside, I am a 40-year-old professional and a mother of two. I also have a huge love of makeup. On my channel, I love to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb, which I suspect is definitely going to come out to play today. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, just keep watching. Okay, so I did hop over to Little Miss Trend Mood, and I've screenshotted some things, not an awful lot, but enough to wet the whistle, I think. So I'm gonna scooch over. This is the part I always forget to do, so we can stick some pictures up over here. Shall we start with the gigantic elephant in the room? Let's do it. Huda Beauty. I object. I object very strongly. This is the Naughty palette. The only thing that's naughty about it is the shade Slippery. First of all, it's called Slippery. Second of all, oh, I've got questions. One of which is, the fuck? There it is. There's my question. The fuck? This looks like a science experiment gone very wrong. This is 2020 in eyeshadow form. This is off-putting, to say the least. It looks like the kind of thing that, like, I don't know, an alien would vomit up and then lay its eggs in. It looks very much like nothing I want to put anywhere near my body, let alone directly on my eyeballs. Well, not directly on my eyeballs, you get what I'm saying. The hell is that? What? This is unacceptable. This is wholly unacceptable. This is disgusting. And then when you see the swatches, like, it swatches out like a normal shimmer shadow. So therefore, it serves absolutely zero purpose. It could have just been a regular shimmer shadow. Shimmer shadow. Let's get at her. Shimmer shadow. So this was a choice. This is a choice that I suspect went through like multiple people for approval. Why? I have so many questions. Also, like, I'm not on board with this palette at all. At all. I'm just not excited by it. The only good thing I can say about it is that her face isn't all over it. So there's that. Thank you for answering those particular prayers, Huda. However, that shade. Have I made my point clear? I don't like it. I won't be buying it. I want my objection noted for the record, because this is truly offensive. Okay, so then moving on from there, we've got the Kylie Cosmetics Leopard Collection. Now, first of all, I've never tried anything from Kylie Cosmetics. Some of her color stories have intrigued me, but not to the point where I have pulled the trigger and actually bought anything from her. No idea how the products perform. I've never, like I said, I've never tried them, so like, I don't know. Whatever. The color story of this palette, it's fine. It's nothing revolutionary. Like, it's not particularly exciting to me, but it's not offensive. I'm okay with it. That's fine. My objection lies in just like how much leopard print's going on. And this is just a personal thing. I'll wear leopard print. I've just like dipped my toe into that particular world and I'm okay with it. It's just something about this promo picture is just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm just picturing like, I don't know, a cougar at a bar, dressed to the nines, head to toe in leopard print, hitting on guys that are like way too young. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like messy drunk. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys can have different opinions. That's totally fine. This is just my opinion. That's fine. But it looks like messy drunk in makeup form to me. I don't know why, but it does. There it is. Moving on. Okay, Morphe and Nikita Dragun doing a collab. oh, this might be super rude of me to say, but like Morphe really does like to feed off the bottom, doesn't it? I have zero interest whatsoever. Zero interest. I am not one bit interested in Nikita, Dragun, anything. I've never watched a second of her content. I have not been intrigued by any of her products. That hasn't changed. Morphe, Morphe, I tried. I had been off of the Morphe train for years, and very solidly so, like finger in the air at the station. And then they released these 9-pan palettes like a month ago. And I was like, oh, but some of them look kind of pretty. So I bought 2 of them. One of them was okay. The khaki one, okay. I kept it. I'll use it. It's not amazing, but like it's workable. That cool one with like the green and the blue and the purple, it did me dirty. It was rude. It just was terrible. It was terrible. I returned it. I'm not interested in anything Morphe has to put out at this point, and certainly not this collab. I don't even care about the color story. It could be the most amazing color story in the world. Not getting tricked again. So this is a very easy hard pass for me. Also, I feel like I need to say, if you are new here, first of all, I usually put in more effort. Usually I'm not wearing this, and I'm usually far more upbeat and positive, but today I'm kind of punchy, and this is just the Cara that you're getting today, so take it or leave it. It's totally fine. KVD Beauty, Vegan, Bento, Kendo, Voluptuous. What? I don't know. What the fuck are they called now? I don't. KVD Vegan Beauty. Like, honest to God, I hate the name of the brand now. If you want to rebrand, rebrand. God damn. Anyways, packaging, stellar, beautiful. I'm on board. I'm okay with that. I'm not sure what's going on inside. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not off-put by it. I have purchased KVD Vegan Beauty products. The blushes in particular, the Everlasting blushes, oh my God, run, don't walk. They're fantastic. But this palette just like, what's going on? What is this? Like, it's like just a random assortment of shades. Like when I look at it, yeah, there's some mattes. Obviously there's a ton of shimmers, but the mattes all kind of look like it's predetermined. You're either going to have like a pinkish kind of transition / crease and a dark brown lower lash line, or you're going to have a cooler toned crease transition and a brown lower lash line. Those are your options. And then you're going to put a shimmer on your lid. Like, there's just not a lot that I personally could do with this. Other people are going to blow me away, I have no doubt. But when I look at it, I'm just like, I like the red. That's about it. Like, I don't see looks coming together. That could speak to my lack of creativity. I fully own that, but this is just a palette that I'm not interested in. Again, I have no strong objections to it. I'm not mad at it. It's forgettable to me. It's the kind of palette that I'll be like, I'm sorry, what was KVD in 2020? What? I will never remember this. A month from now, I'll be like, and it's gone. Like, it just disappeared. So therefore, I'm not buying it. Okay, Colourpop. I feel like I have a couple Colourpop on here. Yes, I do. Of course I do, because Colourpop. What's a day ending in Y if there's not a new Colourpop release? So these are their... I love trying to move. First of all, she cannot for the life of her spell the word ornate. There's more than one post where she's talking about this palette and she calls it the Orante palette. And I was like, what the hell is Orante? Ornate. She just doesn't know how to spell it. So that's kind of cute. But also, she's like, new eyeshadow palettes for the fall and winter season. No, it's new eyeshadows from Colourpop for this week. Because give it a minute, there's going to be another launch. Like, they don't release seasonal releases. It's weekly. Literally. Weekly. So this is the Ornate, not Orante. The Ornate palette, the Grandeur palette, and the Baroque palette. Like, okay, so again, these aren't terrible palettes, but they're not new. They're not exciting. They've been done a million times. They really have. I have zero interest in these. They've also come out with this gigantic palette. What is this one called? The Stone Cold Fox. Granted, this was announced 5 days ago, so there's probably been a few releases in between. You know, like I'm not offended by this palette. I think this makes a hell of a lot more sense than some of the other all cool toned palettes that we've seen come out. But I have the Glam palette. I love the Glam palette. I don't need this one. This has altogether way too many shades for my liking. Like, just way too many shades. A lot of them look like they're just unnecessary because they're really just overlap. Is it an ugly palette? No. Do I hate it? No. I just don't need it. Ergo, I'm not going to buy it. Okay. Moving on. What else have we got in here? Oh, this from friggin' KKW. Even when she does colorful stuff, she's still boring. How is that? How is she so consistently boring in her shit? I don't understand. I have never once been intrigued by anything that KKW has put out. Like, first of all, okay, I know some people, like, love the Kardashians. Like, the sun rises and sets on the Kardashians. Do I understand it? Absolutely not. I really don't. I think that they are collectively the most vapid people on the face of this earth. And her makeup releases always seem to reinforce that. They all look just empty and boring to me, and this is no different. If you're gonna do a colorful palette, do a colorful palette. But I can't even argue that this is colorful. This is neutral with a pop of purple instead of a pop of blue. I don't know. If gun to head, if I had to pick something, the pink lip gloss. But I already have that. Like, I don't need those. Like, it's so boring. Anyways, I'm probably gonna catch hate for that because I know some people just love the Kardashians and I just don't understand it. Okay, so there's one that I know definitively that I'm not gonna buy, but it's not that I dislike it, it's just I'm not gonna buy it. I've never heard of this brand. This is Unicorn Cosmetics. It's the Wicked palette. And I don't understand. I'm intrigued by it. Like, I don't dislike the color story. I just hate the layout. I will say I like that the split pans are literal separate pans. I like that. I hate when they put two different shades in one pan because inevitably it just becomes a hot mess. So I like the color story that's going on here. But I'm also kind of like, but why? Why did you make the choice that you made? And somehow it looks kind of like a laptop to me. I don't know why, but it just does. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't hate it. I'd be curious to see other people's thoughts on it, but I'm not shelling out the money for it. So there's that. Okay, I feel like we're getting to the bottom of this. I really didn't have a lot. I just felt so very strongly about some of these that I had to sit down. Particularly that Huda thing, because what the fuck? All right, I think, is there only one more left that I wanted to talk about? No, there's two. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this from Estée Lauder. Hey, Estée, are you aware that there's a pandemic going on? Are you aware, how many people have lost their jobs and have been on, shoestring budgets? What compelled you to release this at this time with these prices? I truly don't get it. Are they cool? Hell yeah. Am I a huge I'm not a huge Disney person. I'm really not, but some of these are kind of cool. I get it. I think it's really neat. It's a great collector's item, but holy crap, the prices. So Cinderella, the compact, $175 US. The perfume compact, $250. There's one in Pleasures Under the Sea perfume compact, $300. I'm sorry, what? No. And these actual compacts, the Mirror powder compact for $150, $175, are you actually going to use that? Because I know my compact, I throw it in my purse and then I throw my purse around and then my kids get into it and then I drop it and then shit spills everywhere. That's okay for an $8 compact, but I'm sorry, $175 US, which is 6.5 million Canadian, no. So it would never leave my house without insurance on it. So I'm basically going to spend $175 US for a decoration. which, I mean, again, if it's your thing, go for it. These are really cool. Definite collector's items. I can totally see that, but like these prices are bonkers bananas. Not in my budget. That is for sure. If you've got the money, go nuts. That is awesome. I'm highly jealous. But I have to feed my kids. I have to like keep them in like clothing and diapers. Well, not the big one, thankfully, but the little one. He's still, that's a whole other story. Anyways, not for me. Absolutely not for me. Okay, so last. I had posted about this one in my community tab. Initially, I lost my mind when I saw it and was like, must have. And then I, calmed down a little bit. It's the Natasha Denona Triochrome. Triochrome? What the hell is this thing called? God damn. What is it called? Triochrome. Oh my god. I thought it was Trichrome. Triochrome. Which makes sense because there's only 3 of them. So it's a full-size palette. So when I saw it, I initially thought it was going to be one of those like mid-sized ones, which, while still expensive, less so than the full-size. But no, it's the full-size. So it's $129 US, which here in Ontario is about $175, $180. Plus our sales tax is 13%. So this is a $200 Canadian palette for me. Is it pretty? Yes. Yes, it is. It really is. However, my issue lies in the fact that I've seen 2 pictures of it and it looks different in each. So I don't know which one is the accurate representation. So in the initial shot that I suppose came from Natasha Denona, that top row looks strongly green. You've got those nice purples in the middle. You've got sort of a canary kind of orange, if that makes sense, on the bottom row. It's beautiful. And then Trend Mood herself did pictures of it, and now that top row looks very yellow. The shade on the top left, where it was really dark in the ND photo, now it looks sort of like a washed out brown, if you will. Everything just looks different in this one, so it could just come down to lighting. That's entirely possible, but I definitely have strong preferences between the 2 images, and I'm not willing to take a $200 gamble on being disappointed. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm never going to purchase this, because it's entirely possible that I might, but I'm not going to be lining up when it launches to get it. I want to see reviews from people that I trust here on YouTube, and I want to see swatches, like real swatches, not photoshopped Instagram things, swatches. I want to see like real, like on camera, live swatching. I want to see how this actually looks. So there is that. I am very punchy today, as I said. I'm just not feeling great. Just not. But I wanted to share my thoughts on those particular makeup items with you. As always, I would love to hear your comments down below. Keep in mind, I'm hormonal and hungry, so I'm coming off a little strong. I get it. And if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. Let me know. What are your thoughts on these palettes? What do you want to pick up? Are you with me? I'd love to hear somebody who's like, that Huda shade, that looks fucking intriguing. Make an argument for me. That's totally fine. You're not going to convince me to buy it, but the Huda herself clearly thought that that was going to be a selling point for somebody. I'd like to know who that somebody is and why. I won't judge you too harshly. I might have some follow-up questions, but makeup is very personal. We're all allowed to have differing opinions and still be respectful to each other. And on that note, I'm going to thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video where I promise to put in a modicum of effort and maybe leave the hoodie alone. But until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.